about forums and what that means. And it's good to understand that in Moodle speak, compared to Blackboard, the forums are what we used to be calling announcements. And in fact, I brought you to an empty shell that has just been created to show you that automatically a forum has been created, and that's what we're going to use for our announcements. So Moodle calls it News Forum, Blackboard called it Announcements. If you want to, I'm going to show you in a minute, you can change the name of the News Forum, and but it does the same exact thing. It gets the word out. And of course, forums can also be used for discussions between students and assignments and feedback, and they can be graded and used as assignments, and they're very versatile tools in Moodle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn editing on. And now I've got the edit icon that shows up next to the news forum. I'm going to click that. And you'll notice the announcement name. So here's the news forum. Well, I'm going to go ahead and change that to announcements. The description here is going to, when they go to the forum, it's going to tell them, what this is for, what the forum does. So this is for news and announcements. And now we get down to force everyone to be subscribed, a somewhat confusing term, and this is what it means. By default, this is a news forum, which means that everyone is subscribed to it. Subscribed in Moodle terms means that every student in your class and every participant in that class is going to get a copy of any forum post in their university email account. So this is very useful because you can type an announcement in a forum and it automatically goes to their email, a copy sent to them. So there's two ways they can access important information. So by default, this is a news forum. It's automatically set up. Everyone's subscribed for the whole period of the class forever. You can change that if you want. I wouldn't change it for news forum. It kind of, you want to cover your bases and make sure everyone gets this information. But other forums that you can make yourself later, you may not want everyone to be subscribed, and you can be more than welcome to go ahead and turn that to no. I'm going to leave this to set to yes forever. You can attach files to forum posts, and I can limit it to a certain size. I could make it smaller than this. Moodle's upload cap for everything is 500 megs, huge. I hope no student's ever sending you something that big. You'll be downloading it forever. But you have the option that you can turn the uploads off. You can make them very small. It's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and leave that at 500. I could set this up to be graded. This is not a graded forum. I'm going to go ahead and ignore that right now. Blocking. I can allow a student to only make posts, a few a week, a few a day, whatever I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. And group mode, once again, referring to certain groups seeing certain things. I'm not worried about groups, and in this case it's a news forum for the whole course. I don't want to restrict it to just one group, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone as well. But again, if you had groups created, you could make a forum that only they could see. So let's go ahead and hit save and return to the course, since I did make a change. And as you can see now, my news forum is called Announcements, since that is what it is used for. Now let's go into the forum and see what it looks like. I'm going to click on the word Announcements. So my description is here, General News and Announcements. How to add a new post, I add a new topic, and this is going to, again, anything you post in here is going to get sent to the student's email as well, which is very handy. Talking about subscriptions again, another place where you can change the subscription settings. Again, it's telling you, it's forcing everyone to be subscribed. That's the way I want it to be. Here's a link if I wanted to change that at a certain time later. So if I click on Add a New Topic, I'm going to go ahead and give this a subject. First day of class. And say, welcome to the course. Again, subscription, everyone's subscribed, they're going to get it in the email. And here's where I could click Browse and add an attachment to it. I'm not going to worry about that for now, but you're more than welcome to do that if you'd like. So the Mail Now box is kind of confusing because you're going to say, well, it's already getting mailed to them. The difference is, if I don't check this and click add an announcement, there's a lag time of 30 minutes before we'll actually get emailed to the students, because I have the option of editing my forum post up to 30 minutes after I make it. If I check mail now, it means I'm really sure about what I'm saying, and I want it sent out right away. So, so most of the time I know I'm not going to put anything lengthy in here, so I'm pretty confident with it. So I'm going to go ahead and click mail now and add an announcement. And it's going to give you a little reminder. It's going to be mailed out immediately, and it's just going to automatically take you back to the forum. Now you can notice I've got a discussion started called the first day of class. It's started by me. It has no replies yet, and this is when it was posted. So if I click on the first day of class, here's my forum post in a nice gray box with my picture for my profile, and I can edit it for the moment. If I want to, I can delete it completely, or I can reply to myself if I would like, which you actually end up doing past the 30-minute mark. If you want to add more to that post, you then have to reply to it and just add a next one, kind of a follow-up post. So this is what announcements look like. This is how you add them. This is how forums work. Let's go back to the main page of my course. So let's say I want to add another forum. So I'm going to go to Add an Activity. I'm going to go to Forum and give it a name. Let's call this one Feedback. Project 1. As we've mentioned, it's a standard forum for general use, which means that it's going to, be what we want. People can reply and send each other messages, etc. I want to know who said what in my class, so I'm not going to have anonymous posting be allowed, but sometimes that it's appropriate, so you could change that if you need to. Forum introduction. This is basically the instructions for the forum. It is a required field. We know that because of the red star. Please provide feedback for your peers. Now, by default, when you make this forum, you are not required to make everyone be subscribed. So I'm going to leave that to no, but they can choose to be subscribed if they'd like. I'm going to make the attachment size much larger than that. Make it the maximum. The grade type, I'm not going to grade this one, but I could, and it would show up in my grade book. Not going to block. I'm not worried about groups. I'm going to go ahead and save and return to the course. There's my forum. Here's how I can add more topics, just like the other forums. So many ways. You can have as many forums as you'd like. You can use them lots of different ways. So this has been a little discussion about forums.